Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball podcast, episode 114. I'm Adam Miller, and I'm here with Jaren Will each and every week, and we are going to be bringing you the news and notes on all 11 Division I schools in the state of Indiana, because in 49 states,
it's just basketball.
Man, we will be sitting in these chairs 1 week from now with a bracket filled out.
6 days and 21 hours from now.
Yeah. Filled out. Our bracket challenge is live already. It's in the description. It's on our Twitter. I'll pin it to our Twitter. And you can join our bracket challenge. You can join now. Obviously, there's no bracket to be filled out, but you can join now. Send it to everyone you know. Like just anyone who enjoys filling out a bracket, let them into our, bracket challenge and see how many people we can get in there, because the more the merrier, The more people that can absolutely obliterate me and they know nothing about college basketball, or it's usually how it goes.
I mean, let's be real. My brother-in-law won last year.
Yeah.
He does not watch much college basketball, if at all.
And if at all, it's probably poor Indiana basketball. So,
yeah.
Indiana University.
Yeah, right. There's no buy-in. It's completely free, but we do have a prize for the winner. We mentioned it last week. We will likely do either, we'll let you go to our merch website and pick out whatever piece of merch you would like, or if there is a school that you like, that you're a fan of, whether it's an Indiana school or not, right? We will buy you a piece of merch from that. We'll again, whoever wins, we'll work with the winner to determine what their prize,
what they would like,
what their prize would be, and we'll coordinate that and get that to the winner. So free to play, but potential winner or potential prize for the winner. So that's always fun.
We'll drop some DLC, make it pay to win at some point. Start doing that. Drop a live update. Make it player versus player at some point. I guess it's always player versus player.
Yeah.
Interesting. But I mean, big news this week happened, and a couple of our teams finished playing. Like, a lot happened this week. Teams have officially locked their spot into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, we've got a handful of tickets punched.
I was going to see if we had an official list in our notes. If not, I was just going to pull one up when we get there, because we'll talk about that in 49 states. So
I have here now. I didn't put the link in there, but I do have a link already up. Okay. Already up on my computer. So I'll have that for us. Several of them are scattered throughout our notes.
Yeah. We'll mention a couple, obviously,
but we will.
I just want to do a rundown. Like, hey, these are the teams that are already in, so that you know them. But no power rankings this week. I mean, they stayed the same. I mean, not everybody played, which is true. Yes. But also, I mean, nothing really moved the needle. I don't see anything that happened that is really worthy of a change. Mm-mm. And, now we're just focused on our, 4 teams that are still alive in the
3.
Just 3. Just the 3 teams.
Three teams that are still playing.
3 teams that are still playing. 2 are playing for their season to continue.
Yes,
like, every game is game 7 of these teams, and then there's Purdue, who once again is going to make the tournament. So
they're playing for their.
They're playing to not get a seed that will upset them. You know what I mean? They're playing for their seeding is what they're doing. But let's talk about Ball State. So they went up quite a bit here in Torvik. They went from 291 up to 278. They went 2-0 this week, finished the season 12-19 and 7-11 in the MAC. They finished the season with a win at Western Michigan, 74-71 in overtime, and then I guess they closed out the season. I apologize. They closed out the season at home with a win over Central Michigan, 85-69. One UMass loss away on Tuesday night. UMass loses on Tuesday night. They are still playing. Like, they are the 8 seed in the MAC championship, the MAC tournament, and would have been able to have a chance to take down Miami unfortunately, they just need one more win in the season, or UMass to lose one more game. So it really stinks that they didn't make the tournament and are hereby eliminated, especially because they're playing like some of their best basketball this season, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they ended on a 4-game winning streak.
Yeah,
a couple teams that they obviously
they won 4 of their 7 MAC games.
In the last 2 weeks.
Hear me out. They played 20 games. I think they make it. If they do a 20-game league schedule, I think they make it.
Probably.
Because a lot of the other teams were reeling.
Yeah.
just hanging on. Like some consolation, I guess, if you care, is they did knock Central Michigan out of the MAC tournament by beating them. If Central Michigan won, they were in, and then they couldn't get that done. So Ball State playing for nothing at that point other than knocking Central Michigan out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have like a ton from the games. I just wanted to say we kind of buried the lead. It's not the biggest news that happened with Ball State this week. What happened, Jaren?
So Michael Lewis was fired. They
parted ways.
Sorry. Yes. Michael Lewis and the Ball State athletic department decided to part ways. So there is for now, our first coaching vacancy in the state of Indiana. It's definitely like disappointing, just for the sense that like if they're in the MAC tournament, he probably still has the job. He 3 years and he hasn't made the tournament in those 3 years. So that hurts. But I mean, from the optimistic standpoint, there's a lot of great candidates being thrown around, a lot of options for them for the future.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing for me, though, that I want to touch on is just like the resources that they allocate to basketball.
They're terrible.
They're awful. And like the crazy thing is like Ball State has had a history of success with their basketball program. I mean, they won 7 MAC championships between like 81 and 2000.
Yeah, they're really good.
In 2001, they beat 2 top 5 teams at Maui.
Yeah.
Like historically great program.
You just get invited to Maui as Ball State,
Yeah. And I mean, even as recently as 6 years ago, they won their conference division.
Yeah.
So back when they don't have divisions presently, I don't believe, but yeah, I mean, they won that 6 years ago in 2020. So,
yeah, I don't think this is a coaching issue. I don't think this is a coaching problem. I think this is a resources problem, which kind of stinks because Michael Lewis getting fired is a byproduct of that. It's not necessarily like, especially looking at how they were playing really well at the end of the season. Like, that's obviously not going to save you your job. But I think that if he was given the resources to actually compete and, not have the resources be like one of the last in the Big Ten. I think the MAC, definitely lower than the Big Ten. I'll tell you that much. I think he definitely could have won. And like, this is a hire that we are high on, and he's an Indiana guy. Like, he gets it, and he was really trying. I think that firing a coach is a good way to galvanize the boosters and everything, and say like, okay, like let's rally around this new guy who comes in. They either have an idea of who they're going to hire, and that's why they did it and didn't wait another year or whatever, because they want to get some money flooded in and get people to rally behind this new one, or they have absolutely no idea and they're like,
and wanted as much time as possible.
Yeah, 3 losing seasons. Let's move on, find somebody. And we'll probably do an episode, talk about it more in like a later episode after the season if they haven't hired somebody. But I think, to me, if I were them, I think I'm probably gonna call Bonzi Wells is probably someone that I would call, Ball State legend,
especially because
Georgia Tech just fired
Stoudemire.
Yeah, and he was on staff there.
Yep.
He's been a head coach at a D2 program, did pretty well, had a winning record there. So I think Bonzi Wells is a guy that you definitely call. And, maybe he's their option number 1. I think that's legit. But like, other guys that I would look at is like successful coaches in the area. Like, look at Greg Tonigal. I mean, I look at Scott Moore. I don't think either of them want to necessarily leave where they are because they're legends at the school where they are.
Like build a statue type coaches at their present places. Yeah.
I mean, Scott Moore and Grace just won a 5th straight conference tournament. Like they're a number 1 seed in the NAI tournament. Like there's no reason for him to leave because he's got it so good there. But I mean, if you want to hire a winning coach, like there are winning coaches, 2 very, very winning coaches in your state. And then you could also look at a guy. I mean, I put it out on Twitter as like, if you want a guy who's won a national championship, wins a lot, knows how to recruit, can coach, and knows Indiana and knows the MAC, you call Brooks Miller at Central Michigan, formerly Trine. You call him and bring him in. So we'll see what they do. I mean, I don't know who they'll go after. They'll probably go after Bonzi Wells or like a sitting assistant at a high major program.
And the associate head coach at Ball State too. He's also he's only been there this season, but has had a lot of success. A great recruiter. I mean, he recruited Broom.
Yeah.
Before Broom went to Auburn. So
you could also call like
a couple options.
You've also got like Pat Baldwin. He's been a head coach. Yep. Like you know he's on the Valpo sideline. There's a lot of guys within the state and in the area that you could call. I think you just have to make it an attractive job. You have to devote money to that. So if they don't devote the money, I don't really care who they bring in. If you don't devote the money, you're going to have a really, really tough time. So
yeah.
That's it. That's all we got on Ball State. So you want to talk about Butler?
Yeah. So Butler, they moved up 1 spot in Torvik. They are 71 up from 72. They did go 1-1 this week. They are 16-15 overall, 7-13 in the Big East, and that is their final regular season record. Still have Big East tournament to play, but they lost to Creighton 76-59. Then they won at DePaul 81-71.
Dude, I don't understand losing to Creighton is ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's not a great Creighton team either.
No, it's a terrible Creighton team.
I was cutting them a little bit of slack. I wanted to make.
Hang on, what did Creighton do after this game?
Well, yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they did.
I don't know.
Who they beat? Did they lose again? This is not what you would expect from a typical Greg McDermott team. Like this team's not going to the tournament, so it's not a good loss, And then, did not like
they could go to the tournament.
You're right. Everyone in the Big East could go to the tournament at this point. Everyone could.
Yeah. Creighton did come. That was Creighton's last game of the season.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
So they spoiled senior night. So senior day did not. At least it's senior night. It was a weekday game. Did not go the way that they wanted to, and then they followed it up with a win at DePaul, though. So spoiled their senior day, which is a lot of spoiled senior days in Indiana. We'll talk about some later, but
yeah. But hey, the ball game, Bizjack, shout out to him. That was his career point. Jai got his 18th double-double. The crazy thing about that DePaul game, one is, first off, Butler is to DePaul what UConn is to Butler.
Yeah.
Because Butler just it doesn't beat UConn. And
they've never, literally never.
Correct. And I think DePaul's only beat Butler twice ever.
I think so.
But it's 13. It's been 13 straight.
Yeah.
Where Butler has won. But just the crazy thing, wild to think about. They won by 10. They had 16 turnovers.
And they were up big, 20 plus at one point.
It's just crazy. When you think about the fact that, okay, you're turning the ball over 16 times and then still winning by double digits, wild. But that's the big thing. Again, Butler still does have Big East tournament play to go. Very interesting to see how that shapes out for them. And we've kind of alluded to it, but could be Thad coaching for his job.
Yeah. We'll see.
Again, I don't think that happens, but there are conversations that we've seen potentially could consider making a change.
Yeah, I think with Ball State.
But again, I think they're a resource. issue as well.
It's resource driven too. So I think with the way that Indiana is, we're going to see, obviously Ball State's open. I think the most likely thing is that we see one more job open. Just one.
Yeah.
There's 3 that could realistically open in Notre Dame, Butler, and Evansville.
Correct.
Those 3 could realistically open. I don't think that Notre Dame's going to do it. And if I had to pick between Butler and Evansville, I guess I would say Evansville is more likely.
Yeah.
But I don't think both of them open.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think we get 2 openings, and it will be either Butler or Evansville.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Speaking of Evansville, they went up in Torvik. They were 305 from 311. They went 0-1 this week. They only played 1 game because it was Arch Madness. Their final record for the season, 7-25 overall, 3-17 in the Valley. They lost to Northern Iowa, 68-59 in Arch Madness. Does it make Evansville feel better that they won to the team that won? Or they lost to the team that won?
And played them close. I mean, generally.
Yeah.
I mean, lost by 9, but like...
I hate the conversation. I always ask it. I hate that conversation.
Up 1
of
at
like,
halftime.
Oh, we played close to the team that won it all. Like,
hey, man, de facto third, right?
Is that the... Yeah. Yeah.
I think it does make them feel better. Is it enough to save Ragland's job? Probably not. But also, this might not have been a factor. Like, I think they knew. I mean, obviously, unless they made a deep run in Arch Madness, they knew that they were going to fire him or they were going to keep him. And I don't know what it is. We have no intel. On the inside there.
Just in general, though, like if a change was going to be made, they would have known that was the case up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the second half was just terrible, like against UNI. The first half was really good. AJ Casey was doing everything he could.
Yeah.
But they got outscored, like points off turnover was 16-2 in favor of them. But not a good second half ultimately. And we've seen this good half, bad half, but also like this is the team that won Arch Madness. They locked in for 4 games.
Yeah.
So they locked in, and ultimately they lost to them, which does stink. But I mean, UNI clearly a good team. They have a top 20 defense.
Yeah.
So the fact that you hung 59 on them is pretty good too. So we will see what they do.
I do.
Their coach.
I do think that like, I mean, I've seen a bunch of murmurs from burners on Twitter. And like obviously it's a burner, so take everything with a grain of salt.
It's just some random person posting it with no accountability.
I would be shocked if they're going to make a change. If this time next week we don't know, like I think if they're going to make a change, we'll know by this point next week. I would imagine them to wait that long.
Yeah,
just because.
I mean, there's no reason to.
Yeah, when you're at this point, like you want to get as much of a head start as you can, because it also helps you retain players a little bit. Yeah. It gets you to the front of the line of any potential candidates.
Yeah, the portal's
the longer you
not
have
open yet.
Yeah,
so like,
but if they fired him, then the players could enter the portal,
right? And then you also have the opportunity to bring them back as soon as you can, and find players to replace them. And I think we'll know by our Selection Sunday show whether or not. So if you're follow us on any sort of short form YouTube's Instagram, TikTok, if there is news, I'll put something out about it. I'm not even going to speculate on who they would want at this point. I'll let the Evansville people tell me, but I'm not that deeply entrenched in the message boards and things like that. So we'll see what they do. Let's talk about IU though, because they will not be firing their coach. Although if you looked on Twitter, you would think that they were hoping to fire him. Yeah. They went up here from 35 to 29. They had a 1-1 week, which was not great, but not the worst thing they could have done. Apparently they and every other bubble team lost. So we'll talk about that in a second. But they finished the regular season 18-13, so a positive record, and 9-11. Never forget in the Big Ten. So they won over Minnesota 77-47 on senior night, and then they lost at Ohio State 91-78. And I think the thing about that Ohio State game is, like, the Minnesota game, they kind of cooked them in the second half, but the Ohio State game, it was not that close. Like, it really was not like a 13-point game. It was more than that for most of the second half. They cut it down in the end, but like, I mean, there was like one stretch where I texted you in the end, and I was like, okay, they're starting to come back. I was like, they just don't give me false hope. And then Ohio State like hit a 3 immediately, and then like they turn it over immediately after. I was like, okay, no, they're just going to lose. Yeah. Like it was never really.
I mean, I'll give them props. They didn't quit.
Yeah,
like they've battled until the very end. Obviously, Thornton was playing for the all-time record. Yeah. So like he was gonna get his. Bynum was absolutely insane for Ohio State. But like in general, right, they were playing in that game specifically for their tournament hopes, right? Both Ohio State and Indiana.
Yeah, this was
Indiana was fighting to get right back into the bubble in some bracketologists' eyes. Ohio State was playing to stay. And
going into this game, it was Ohio State was on the last four in. Ohio State or Indiana was on the first four out. Yep. So it was like, okay, whoever wins this game will be on the right side of the bubble. Whoever loses will be in the first 4 out or the next 4 out, depending.
Yep.
The saving grace for Indiana, though, is that literally every single bubble team that needed a win lost. All of them. There were like 11 of them. They all lost. So I saw a couple bracketologists that had Indiana still in the last 4 in. And so it's like, okay, that is reassuring because we'll talk about their Big Ten tournament draw. But it's like, if 1 or 2 of those teams won, like I think it would just be chalked. And it's like, you probably got to win. At least make the championship of the Big Ten tournament, which is going to be a tough thing to do, obviously. But there's still hope. There's still hope. I will go on record and say that I don't think it's going to happen. I think that there's going to be a couple bid stealers, and they're going to get knocked out. Like, they might win a game in the Big Ten tournament. I don't think one's enough. And I think that they don't make it in.
I think with the current draw, 2 minimum, knowing who their second round would be.
Should we just talk about it when we get there, or should we talk about it now?
Let's wait.
Okay, because I was like, we're talking around.
They are, they are presently the 10 seed.
Yeah,
they will be the 10 seed going into the Big Ten tournament. But let's move on to Indiana State.
Yep,
they are 208 in Torvik. That is down 2 spots from 206. They did go 0-1 this week. They played their first game in Arch Madness and lost. They are 11-21. That is their final overall record this season. 4-16 in the Valley. Oh, they lost to Valpo, 63-62, in their first round game of Arch Madness. You hear that score, 63-62, and you, if you're like me, think about the fact that the unfortunate scenario of Valpo is really good in close games, and Indiana State is really bad in close games. So like that, it just in and of itself is the heartbreaker in the scenarios. Like, we've talked about it several times. I specifically is like, okay, Indiana State's record in close games has been not great. Most of their losses have been close games. Whereas Valpo, it's the other way around. Most of their wins have been close games. So Indiana State has the disadvantage in that regard.
Yeah, you knew if it was going to be close that Valpo was most likely going to win. And Indiana State, I mean, led for most of this game. I didn't have... I wonder if I can find the amount of time. But Yeah, I mean, Indiana State, like, they had the lead, and then Valpo stayed in it, and it was like, okay, like, Valpo's just going to pull this one off. And do I have the actual thing? Let me pull up my notes, sorry.
Like, how much were they winning by?
They ended on a 10-2 on run, Valpo did. So they didn't hit anything, like, Indiana State didn't hit anything for the last 5 minutes. Nothing. Nothing. Like,
right.
Not a bucket, nothing. And so that really sucks. It had it on here. Time with lead. Where is it? Come on. Team stats. There we go. Percent lead. 88%. They led for 88% of the game.
Yeah.
Valpo led for 5. Largest lead. Indiana State's largest lead was 12. Valpo's was 1 at the end. Like,
yeah.
They were up 3-2. Mm-hmm. And then they did not lead again until it was 63-62, which was the final score. So, unfortunately, Indiana State's season comes to an end, losing. But, I mean, like, having a first-round matchup between two Indiana teams always sucks because one of them has to lose. And we would like to see 3 teams into the the quarterfinals and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, like, looking at the draw, I was like, I would rather have Valpo win this game. I think they should win this game. I'd rather have Valpo win this game because I trust Valpo to win more games.
Yeah.
Which I guess didn't matter.
Alert.
But yeah, I mean, Ian Scott, good again. Camp Wagner was good, but just couldn't get it done. Just went cold down the stretch. You can't go scoreless for 5 minutes and win a game in Arch Madness. It's Arch Madness, dude. Which was a great tournament. Again.
Yeah. IUND.
Mm-hmm.
They're 288 in Torvik. That is down from 284. They went 0-1 this week. They're 7-25 overall, 3-17 in the Horizon League. That is their final records of the season. They lost at Cleveland State, which brought their season to an end. It was 101-93 in the play-in game for the Horizon League.
Which is fun. I don't know why they call it a play-in game. Like, just call it. I guess that's not the first round because not everyone plays.
Yeah,
but the Horizon League tournament was making some people big mad on the internet. It was making some people mad.
I was explaining it to some people, and I was just so excited explaining it, just how the format, because it's so cool.
And it's like, if you look, it looks wacky as hell.
Yeah, but it's designed to
give your best remaining team the best chance.
Yeah.
Without giving them, without being death run,
without being a
fun belt,
a ladder bracket.
Those are fun too, but the fun belt's probably wishing they didn't have one of those right now.
Yeah, no kidding. It was really interesting to me that there were 4 players that played 31 plus minutes. Like that is it's pretty uncharacteristic.
Yeah, he really tightened up the rotations in this one
of Howlett's teams, just because they want to keep everyone fresh. They want to make sure they're keeping their rotations on and off. But he stayed with the hot hand.
Yeah,
and
I don't blame him. I think it was the right move.
It worked when you looked at how many people scored what they scored.
Yeah, with what they did in the minutes that they were in there.
Yeah, it's what 3 people with 23 points.
Yeah. Exactly.
Insane. Shout out to also Woodward.
Finley Woodward.
Single season assist record.
A lot of good assist men in this state of Indiana.
Yeah.
I thought that they were going to win this game. I was watching. So I was at Shigs and Pitt with some guys I used to teach with, and I turned it on because I think Duke was on the TV, and I just pulled this up on my phone right when I started.
Yeah.
Like, what are you watching? I was like, dude, I'm watching the Horizon League tournament play-in game. What do you mean? IUND. And they started out on a 9-0 run. Like, Cleveland State got the ball across half court once. And I was like, oh, they're winning this game. And then they didn't. But got beat on the glass, got beat at the free throw line, got beat in fast break points. That's not how you win if you're IUND. Like, those are the things.
Yeah. Those are the things that you
at least got to have fast break points.
Yeah.
It was like a large stretch where it was like, they either turned it over, Cleveland State did, or they just got a layup. Basically, it's like the press either worked or it completely fell apart. So that's IUND's season. Ben Howlett's season 1 is done. I predict season 2 to be a much better season. Like double those win totals. Basically, is what I would expect. I would
agree.
Notre Dame went from 95 to 99. Went down a little bit here. Had an unfortunate 0-2 week. Their final record, because they are done. Their season is done.
Yes,
we'll talk about that in a second. They went 0-2, so that brings them. The final record is 13-18 and 4-14 in the ACC. They lost to Stanford 86-78, and then they lost to Boston College 77-69. Why is their season done? Isn't the ACC tournament next week? Starting Monday? It might start tomorrow.
I think it does start tomorrow.
Okay. It starts Tuesday.
Tuesday
to Saturday.
It's because they finished third to last, and not every team makes the ACC tournament.
They were the first team cut.
No.
There's 18 teams and they 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were first team out. Mm-hmm. I was thinking first team cut as in the first team ruled out.
Oh no.
No, that was Georgia Tech.
Coachless Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Well, okay. So speaking of, so you talk. What do you want to mention about the games? Because there's some things outside of the games that I want to mention.
Nothing.
Okay. Cool.
I guess I'll say Carson Tout did not become the all-time fouls leader in NCAA, so that still is Norchet O'Meara. So shout out to that person on Twitter who tried to act like he could do it.
Yeah. I don't even think we talked about that on the show last week, did we?
We did.
Oh, I couldn't remember if you brought it up
last week
show.
Yeah, because remember I ran through the scenario. They would have to win. Yeah. They would have to get into the NCAA tournament, therefore winning like 5 games.
Yeah. So the interesting, right? They were 3 teams ruled out of the ACC tournament. Of those 3 teams, 2 of them have fired their coach. Georgia Tech, last place, fired their coach after 3 seasons. Boston College, second to last place, fired their coach after 5 seasons. Notre Dame, third to last place. Shrews is probably safe. I don't expect they make a change. I think just because of the circumstances.
We don't know his buyout, but I imagine it's large.
Yeah, but like, it's wild to me that 2 of the 3 teams that didn't make it fired their coach, and Notre Dame's the one team that's just like, no, we got our guy, or we can't afford to pay our guy to buy out our guy. But like, does that, if you're Notre Dame, does that put pressure on you that like the other teams, if you're on the outside looking in, do we think the other teams are thinking of like, why isn't Notre Dame firing their guy? Like,
no, I think a lot of people are having quick triggers. I think that they believe in him, and I think that I obviously am not well versed in like what Georgia Tech did this season at all. I did not pay attention to Georgia Tech. But
I think Boston College had the same record in conference as Notre Dame. Georgia Tech had 1.
I just think that like
2 wins.
This season goes completely differently if literally their best player with like the highest usage by a lot like is there, and you probably beat Houston, you probably beat you beat all these teams and players there. You have a completely different draw. You definitely win. Mm-hmm. You're probably positive in the ACC. You might be tournament bound. Like you could realistically be tournament bound if Marcus Burton never goes down. Yeah. So you have that to hang your hat on, and like imagine you fire Shrewsbury, Jalen Harrelson goes somewhere else. Braden goes.
Cole Sturda goes somewhere.
Cole Sturda goes somewhere else, and then what's his face? Barton goes somewhere else, and they all ball out. Like you look stupid if your coaching hire doesn't work out, and probably spend a lot of money. So like the jobs that are open right now aren't incredible. Like there's nothing that's like a marquee job. So like you could stand out as Notre Dame and like, but also I don't know. I think that they feel like they made the right call. I mean, time will tell based on what they do next season, but I think they made the right decision. I mean, no decision has been made. Let us be clear. He could very well be fired.
He could be fired in the next 5 minutes for all we know.
For all we know.
Actually, you want to
let me refresh. Micah Shrewsbury. No.
I don't think they fire him. I don't think that there's reason to. Injuries are a part of life. It's part of basketball. It changes things drastically. Like you can't predict that. And then at that point, like you can't. It's not like it's the pros, where if your star point guard goes down, you could just trade someone.
Yeah.
And
you
bring
can just
someone
get
in.
someone for a time. Like you're just stuck with the rock. Yeah. For now.
But like, I think they stay. I think he's their guy.
You see, Trump's trying to bring it back, trying to get rid of NIL. Absurd. Absurd. You're never going back to the non-NIL ever.
No.
Unless like we're like in Mad Max land. Then there's probably no NIL.
Yeah.
Playing basketball for rations.
Purdue Fort Wayne. They went down in Torvik. They are 266 from 259. They went 0-1 this week in the Horizon League Championship, which is just the name of the Horizon League tournament. They did not play in the championship. They're 17-15 overall, 11-9 in the Horizon. They lost at Green Bay, 64-56.
Dude, it was just
Gottlieb's a force to be reckoned with.
Okay. Respect to him for being absolutely terrible last year and trying to do his radio show, quitting the radio show and actually being a good coach. Like,
yeah, I mean, and I think
to him.
I said it like right after he quit. I like brought it up, and like they just went on an absolute tear.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. And then he stuck with it. And it's
because he didn't post the December calendar meme this year.
Yeah. So that's good on them for being good.
I mean, you can't like
them being Green Bay.
They live and die by the 3. PFW does, and they shot 5 of 24 from 3.
Yeah, that's not going to do you any favors.
Yeah, that's going to be a losing recipe, especially against a guy who's not doing a radio show anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about the outcome in this team. Like, it's certainly not what we expected going into the season.
It's not what we expected.
Like, it wasn't terrible.
But it's an expected. It's a fair outcome for what they lost. Like, in my mind, last year was like a great opportunity to make the NCAA tournament. Like I think you're gonna look back and be like, hang on a second, like that team was special. And this team was, had a lot to replace. Like Corey Hadnot obviously was incredible, but he didn't have that second guard. Like he didn't have necessarily the Jalen Jackson to his Rasheed Bello.
Yeah,
it wasn't. Yeah. And like having a guy who's been in this system down low who knows exactly what's going on. It was just a different, and like, maybe next year if he can retain some of these guys, I think that they'll be okay. But they only had 8 turnovers in this game, which I wanted to bring this up. So they are the only team in the conference to have a single-digit turnover average. Everyone else averages 10 or more. They average 9.9. So if they turn it over like 2 more times, I don't know what the 100th place is there,
right?
But they might go up to 10. So yeah, they scraped by there. But looking forward to what they have in store for the offseason, because I think that Kaufman's a good coach. He recruits good players who can fit his system, and I think that they'll be back on top.
Yep. Speaking of on top,
that took way too long. That took way too long.
I couldn't think of anything quippy. Purdue, they're at the top of our power ranking.
Speaking of on top,
they're on top of our power rankings, kind of by default. They're ranked 8th in Torvik. That is down 1 spot from 7th, where they were for half the season. They went 1-1 this week, 23-8 overall, 13-7 Yes, that's right. 7 in the Big Ten. They won at Northwestern 70-66, and they lost to Wisconsin 97-93. That Northwestern game, obviously way too close for comfort. I didn't expect that to happen with a Northwestern team that doesn't have Boo Buie.
Nick Martinelli was trying to play like he went and had Boo Buie's secret stuff. They had Boo Buie in the crowd, bro. That's how you knew it was scary.
Yeah. I mean, Martinelli is he's channeling his inner Boo Buie.
I think he's the Big Ten's leading scorer still, right?
Yeah, at least he was when they beat Indiana 2 weeks ago. And he balled out in that game too. But shout out to CJ Cox.
Saved the season.
Yeah, put the team on his back.
Like actually saved the morale here. I mean, 27 points, career high. He went 10 of 13, and he missed 3 of his 8 threes that he took, but made 5 of them. And 21 of them were in the second half where they absolutely needed them, like a huge 3 down the stretch to take the lead. I don't think Braden scored anything in the first half.
Sounds right.
Omar Meyer was in foul trouble early and was just sitting next to Daniel Jacobson on the bench,
just in purgatory,
just becoming best friends. Midway through the bench there. But the seniors, this is their first win in Welsh Ryan.
Yes.
Which unless they somehow pull a tournament game in Pauley Pavilion where they don't play NCAA tournament games. Okay, new pandemic happens. They shut it down. Everything's in California this time. Purdue plays their first round game in Pauley. Gets upset.
The way these things are trending, they're bound to get upset in the first round.
Yes, because Wisconsin, they lost 97-93. Where's my note on this? 135 straight games. 135 straight games when they've scored 90 plus. Dates back to 1987. They were 135-0 when they scored 90 or more.
135-1 now.
135-1. Twitter was bad. Twitter's bad. Yeah, people were down in a bad way after this Purdue loss. Like people were like, we need to fire Paul Lusk, who's the guy who I guess runs the defense.
Yeah, so he ran the offense before PJ was hired. PJ took over, and I saw the tweet itself. I can't remember, but it was like Zach Edey's first year, right when he played. A lot of the offense was his run by Paul Lusk. Mm-hmm. And he just kind of stood in the paint a lot of the times.
When they had Travion? Or like the year when he was his junior year.
I think his sophomore year. I don't know
because he started because he won back-to-back player of the year, but it was first time he was a starter.
Yeah, it was junior year.
Okay.
His junior year. Where he spent a lot of time in the paint. Mm-hmm. Didn't really move around much. There wasn't a lot of ball screen type deal in the offense.
Okay.
Yeah, on offense. Then PJ Thompson took over the next year, and he was just like, yeah, I just looked at the analytics and realized we're much better when you've got Edey coming out, setting ball screens.
Yeah.
And that's just what we did. And then we were dominant again because his senior year is the year that they went to the national championship.
Right.
So a lot of people were like, yeah, why couldn't Paul Lusk have just looked at the analytics? Wasn't that hard? They were like, and now guess what? He's the guy running our defense. Same problem.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think that that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
I think he's a great coach.
People act like they're just doing the same schemes. They're obviously switching it up. It just big glaring issue.
Athleticism.
No, more than that is they're letting every team shoot a billion from 3. Yeah,
they're 342nd in college basketball in 3-point rate on defense, with 45.8%. So 45 46% of teams' shots against them come from three. And they also don't defend the three super well either. I think they're 100. Well, I mean, it's all right. They're 150th and 3-point defense. So certainly not what you want.
3-point defense, they're 187th.
Okay. Which is not ideal.
Yeah.
Especially when you're 342nd, at least when I wrote my note down, and 3-point rate.
It's crazy. Yeah, 342 still.
Yep.
So people are taking a lot of threes. Evansville took 34.
Yeah.
Against them.
Yeah.
It's the same as Texas Tech.
The scary thing is that is where they're going to fail in March Madness.
If they get upset, it's because of Jack Golke too, who we'll talk about. But it's because of a guy like that. It's obviously going to be defense. Wisconsin set a record for most 3.5 in their program. A program record threes. They went 18 of 34 from three. So that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And other than Indiana, all their losses, I guess. So all their losses pretty much are teams are shooting their lights out from three.
Mm-hmm.
And that's concerning because if you have
how good teams lose.
If you have
a good,
you can't outscore that. You have to have a defense that can recover, and they don't. So that's going to be their Achilles heel, and I think a lot of people are writing them off. And I think that the sad thing is that the assist record's not going to happen anymore.
47 off, I believe.
I don't
47 from being tied for first.
I don't think that they can get enough games.
They probably have to play 5 games.
They can't get enough games if we get 2 teams into the tournament here.
Yeah.
So
it's either
I think it's going to be unfortunate. But Fletcher Lawyer, most threes in program history now with 282. Carson Edwards had 281, but Matt Painter said Edwards had more attempts. Lawyer had another year, but I mean, I think it's cool that he's the leader, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Carson Edwards, that's a March legend. A March legend.
I'd argue that Fletcher's also on better teams.
Yes, he is.
So that's why he had lower attempts.
Mm-hmm. They were one win away from tying the record for Big Ten wins by a senior class, but now they're 5th because it's a 4-way tie for first.
Big Ten record.
Big Ten record. Yep.
But
Wisconsin dangerous. They won at Michigan.
The crazy thing is
home to Michigan State, home to UCLA. They've been killing everybody this year.
Yeah. The crazy thing is that Big Ten record.
Mm-hmm.
The teams that have 59.
Also Purdue,
Indiana.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just their haunt. It's Indiana's just the monkey on their back. That's still 500 against us when it comes to the records.
I saw a stat that was and I did not investigate, so I didn't even write it down, but I saw a stat that was since 2020 or something that Illinois has won more Big Ten games than Purdue.
That's crazy.
So over that stretch, they've technically been the better Big Ten team. Obviously, Purdue has been to a national championship game.
Yeah. And has won the Big Ten
a couple of times
in that. Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
That, yeah. Huh. So.
Southern Indiana did not play a game, but still moved up one in Torvik.
They're sometimes the best thing you can do is not put your team on the floor.
Yep. 344. That is up one from 345. Again.
Their tournament was played in their city, though.
Yeah. No games this week. Obviously, their season ended without them making the OVC tournament. Only major news there is that, unfortunately, friend of the show, assistant coach John Spruance for the Screaming Eagles, was let go from his job. He is no longer coaching for the University of Southern Indiana. So we showed love for him just because obviously we know him well, and hate to see anyone lose their job. Obviously, we hated to see Mike Lewis lose his job, but we aren't tight with him like we are Spruce. So
yeah,
didn't personally show love to him.
I cannot text Michael Lewis.
Yeah, correct.
I can text Coach Sprue. So wish him well wherever hope he ends up. We'll update you wherever he ends up when we know. So hope he lands on his feet, and this was, I guess this does have implications because this was a job we expected to open, not Spruce. Coach Girard's. We expected Coach Girard's job at Southern Indiana to open. The fact that they fired Coach Sprue tells us that it's not going to open. Like, they're going to give him one more year and see if they can get it right.
Correct.
So if they do not have a big turnaround, Southern Indiana will be opening next year. That's my prediction. It would be absurdly irresponsible not to.
Yeah.
So, our Southern Indiana update.
Valpo, they moved down in Torvik. They are 160 from 153. They went 1-1 this week. They're 18-15 overall, 11-9 in the Valley. Those are their final records. They won over Indiana State 63-62, as we mentioned earlier. Then they lost to Bradley in a double overtime thriller, 90-84.
Dare I say, best game of the tournament.
100%.
Like, bar none, especially because the rest of those, I didn't watch the UNI game after that, like after this. The first two games sucked.
Yeah.
In comparison to the first day. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Indiana State game, is there anything that you want to touch on with that?
Like we said, one led for like what, 1% of the game?
5%.
5%. At 3-2 and 63-62.
Or no, maybe it was 2%.
You know what? I still have it up. It is 5%.
Okay.
5% led.
Okay. Couldn't remember if it was 88-2 or 85.
Yeah, there was an 88 in there. I knew the 88 was in there. Yeah, I mean, they just went cold, but blood, sweat, teeth.
Blood, sweat, and teeth.
Blood, sweat, and teeth for this tournament, dog.
Yeah, I mean, Owen Deese chipped 2 teeth.
Was that in the first game?
That was in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, there was a dentist in the crowd. Then Sean Tupela had an entire tooth knocked out. I think it was gnarly. I think it was still he still had like a quarter of his tooth.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gotta hurt like crazy.
Got knocked out. He went to the locker room and came back just smiling at coach with the tooth missing. Checked right back in.
Sean Tupela is just he's a great guy. I would love to have him on. He seems like a great dude.
And then Cheney obviously face planted the floor.
Dude, he
had a massive
got obliterated
bloody nose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, blood, sweat, and teeth.
Blood, sweat, and teeth. The things that they always say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have, my dream scenario was we bring on Coach McClung tonight because they just won today.
Yeah.
But
to talk to him about winning our
I think they could have done it. I think they get past Bradley. I think they could have done it.
Yeah, I agree. I was looking at like
when they beat Indiana State, they had then beat everyone who was remaining in the quarterfinals. They had beaten everybody.
Yeah,
everyone else on the bracket they had beaten
because they would have had UIC. Assuming everything played out,
they would have had UIC.
They beat Bradley. They would have had UIC next, which they beat. Obviously, they just did.
Yeah,
and then they would have gone on to play UNI, who they also beat. So would have been great. I mean, they just whenever Bradley and Valpo get in a gym together, it's a dogfight. 3 double overtime games since Valpo joined the Valley with Bradley.
They got knocked out by Bradley last year.
Yeah,
in the semis.
But huge shout out to Pettigrew. I almost said Peter.
Peter Pettigrew.
Yeah,
his missing finger.
Yeah, JT Pettigrew became the first player nationally with at least 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists in a game against a Division I opponent this season. And it was also the last time, and the last time it happened in general was 2 years ago. So first player this year to do it, first player in 2 years to do it. So that's
crazy.
Great. And then obviously 1 assist away from a triple-double, which would have been Valpo's first triple-double since 2007. The last time a player was within 4 assists of a triple-double was 2011.
Wild.
So obviously came down to the wire there. He had 9 of their 19 assists in that Bradley game.
I texted you, I was like, he's going to get the triple-double and they're going to win. Like,
well, then there was an opportunity where he passed it and the guy, like, I forget who, it might have been Deese, like had an opportunity to take a shot, but didn't because the defender closed in on him. And I was like, that would have been the one.
Yeah. I mean, like they should have had this one. When they didn't get it, because they got it down into the post and couldn't get anything going at the end at double overtime. They got or was it the block at the end of double overtime?
I don't. There's so much happened at the end that I don't.
Oh yeah. Because they got that nice stop on Bradley in overtime. And where they just like they had to take time out with like 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
And then they went down and just couldn't get anything going at the rim. And like when that didn't go in, I was like, I feel like it's just kind of done. Like I feel like that Bradley is just gonna pull forward here, and they did. I mean, so proud of this team. Like this wasn't like 2023, 2024 Indiana State. But like this was the most fun team for me this year. Like this is the most fun team for me to follow. Like they had to replace a lot, but they were good early and they just always delivered electric games. They're all close and their roster really impressed. And I think Roger Powell has done an incredible job. Like the turnaround he's done at Valpo has been great. And I think if you look at it this way, Jaren, they won 3 games and then 6 games, so they doubled it, and then they won 11 games, so that's double minus 1. So if they win double minus 2 next year, that's undefeated in the Valley.
Yeah,
if that trend continues, like they're gonna win all. If he retains a lot of these guys, and I think a lot of them, like these guys played how Roger Powell wants to play, and you could tell the whole season that they were all bought in. So if he can find some more guys to fill the holes that he's going to have to replace.
A lot of young talent too. Like obviously you're missing.
Like you can bring Pettigrew and Cheney back.
Yeah, you're losing Deese, which is a blow. But like, and I think you're also losing Whitaker. Yeah.
Yep, they're gone.
You're also losing Sean. No, Sean's got another year.
He's got another year. Yeah. So if you can get those, if you can get your big 3 of those big 3
Pettigrew,
back.
Cheney, Sean. You got Justice McNair back.
Like, I mean, the fact that
you've got Serverless back, who absolutely was a dog at the end of the season.
He could be a starter. Like Cooper Schwieger came back and did 1 more year. I could see them just Roger probably being like, I want you to do what's best for you, but like, I think we can have something special if we do 1 more year.
Spin zone. Cooper does come back.
Cooper comes back, starts at center. That'd be crazy. JT Pettigrew, still has the freshman record, 4th in freshman scoring, and he almost has the second. He's the second most rebound. He's second in rebounding in just a year, behind Cooper Schwieger's last final year at Valpo, where he had 266. Pettigrew at 223.
Yep.
Not bad for a freshman.
Has the freshman record, but also then second most in the season
overall. Yep.
Which means if he comes back, it's got an opportunity to
improve,
be bigger, faster, stronger, and get more. All right. Usually this is the point where we would do Chitwood, but not every team played this week. A lot of losses. Or you just didn't feel like it was reasonable to do Chitwood when that occurred.
It just didn't, we didn't do team of the week. We didn't do player of the week. Like this is a weird week.
Yep.
So we just decided to because like it
could
have
like
been.
How we didn't do player of the week and team of the week the first week.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the first and the last week we don't, just because not every team plays.
Right.
That's the big thing. And like in the middle of the season, if not every team plays, okay, that's a little different.
And we could have had Valpo play 4 games, you know, like
yeah. And so
then it's like, obviously
it.
It's going to be them.
Yeah,
like,
it skews it. So, what we've got now, obviously, are games to be aware of next week. Big things. So, MAC tournament, Big Ten tournament, Big East tournament, ACC tournament. Obviously, Ball State's not playing in the MAC tournament. Notre Dame's not playing in the ACC tournament. But those other tournaments that are relevant to us this week. So we kind of wanted to walk and talk through those. So
I won't be walking, but
no, shut up. So just MAC tournament, right? Starts on Thursday. Starts on Thursday, the 12th. Miami, obviously the 1 seed. They'll play UMass, who's the 8 seed. Toledo's the 4, playing Bowling Green, the 5. Akron, the 2, playing Buffalo, the 7 seed. And then Kent State, the 3, playing Ohio. And then that tournament championship is on Saturday. So it's back to back to back. Boom, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all played in Cleveland.
What? Okay, so the obvious outcome that we want is Miami of Ohio versus Akron.
Yes.
We want this to go chalk in the
1-2.
In the 1-2. So we want that to go as expected because Akron is the best team. Miami is the winningest team.
Yep.
But metrics wise, the way they play, Akron is the best team on paper, I guess. According to the metrics. Miami of Ohio, though, hasn't lost, and Miami of Ohio is going to make the tournament because they went 31-0. It would be a horrible precedent to set that you can literally win all your games and still not make the tournament.
Yeah.
Like a UMass loss would be horrific for the resume, but like on principle, they have to and will put them in.
Yep.
If Akron loses to Buffalo, though, they're not going to get in. Like Akron, I think the way this has to go is Akron beats Miami of Ohio, and they both get in. If Miami of Ohio beats Akron, maybe both.
I think if it's Miami and Akron in the championship, they both get in regardless. I think if someone else other than Miami or Akron wins the whole thing, I think the team that lost first between Miami and Akron, or the team that lost to the worst seed, is out and the other one's in. I think the MAC is too big. It's certainly not 3. It's certainly not 3. It would be wild if it was 3.
Yeah, I just think that how it's going to go, I think it's going to be, it's going to be too big no matter what. I think you're right there. Where I will disagree is that I think Miami is a lock for the tournament no matter what. I think if Miami of Ohio loses in the first round, and Akron loses to let's say Akron loses to Bowling Green, I don't think they put Akron in.
So I see it the other way. I think more people like Akron. This is me, not a bracketologist, just seeing all the brackets that I've seen and hearing what people talk about it. Does Miami deserve to be in over Akron? Yes. But I don't think the selection committee is going to think that. I just don't think that they know enough ball to think that.
No, I just don't think that there is. I mean, they're 20 points behind in Torvik now. I don't think there's any scenario where they leave Miami out. I think they will not leave Miami out.
I don't have enough faith in them.
I do. You can't leave out a 31-0 team. I don't care. Like I truly do not believe that this committee will leave Miami out.
I just don't have faith in them.
But like if they lose, I mean Bowling Green. So let's see, Bowling Green, Toledo, UMass. If they lose, Bowling Green, Toledo. So Bowling Green and Toledo are 154 and 138. And then they're not going to be playing UMass. They're not going to be playing UMass is 172. So like they're going to be losing to a top 150-ish team Akron if Miami loses and Akron wins it all. I just think that if Akron wins it, they're in. If Akron loses to Miami, they're in. I think if Akron loses to anyone else, they're not going to get in because 65 is too low. Indiana State was higher than that and a better team.
That's true.
So I think that there's no way that they're going to let Miami of Ohio out. And you know what? We're talking about this. They're probably going to go to the championship game and it will not matter.
Yeah,
like right. That's what I expect to happen. So I think you can, like, I don't think any of these teams are going to beat Miami other than Akron. So we'll see. Obviously, Ball State's not playing in that. Now this is where it gets interesting because we've got 2 teams playing in this next one, the Big Ten tournament, which kicks off on Tuesday. It goes all the way to Sunday. Just a casual 6-day tournament.
It's almost as bad as the Fun Belt.
It's, I don't know. Like, it's definitely an improvement from last year because why cut out 4 teams? Like,
right.
Why cut out 4 teams? Like, you don't want to. If you're going to cut up 4 teams, like, just let them play. Like, add another day and it's fine. Yeah. And that's what they did.
Yeah.
So Indiana's the 10 seed. They're going to play the winner of Northwestern, the 15 seed, and Penn State, the 18 seed. You hope Northwestern comes out of there so you can get revenge. And it is a better metric win. Like, I don't know. I haven't looked at the net to see like if neutral Penn State would be a quad 3 or a quad 2. It's probably a quad 2 either way, so it probably really doesn't matter.
I selfishly want Penn State to beat Northwestern because I don't want to see Northwestern.
I'm curious. I'm going to pull up the net. Keep talking.
Yeah. So I mean, either one of those. Like, obviously, if you're Indiana, you have to win your first game, regardless of who you play. I think you have to win your second game, especially because you win that first game. Your second game, you're playing Purdue, right? So Purdue. Obviously, that's a quad 1 game. They're the 7th seed, but they're still, a top 25 team in the country. They're still one of the better teams in the country. They just, some unfortunate tiebreakers happened. They dropped a couple too many games in conference play. So if you're Indiana, you win against either Northwestern or Penn State. The preferred based on what Adam will tell us here in a second. Then you go on to play Purdue.
You definitely want to play Northwestern.
Okay.
You definitely want to play Northwestern because Northwestern's top 100, that's a quad 2 so a new top 100 or 51 to 100 on a neutral is a quad 2 game. Penn State is like 133. So that 101 to 200 is on a neutral is a quad 3 game. So you definitely want Northwestern to get another quad 2 game.
Okay. So you got that. You win that, right? Pick up that quad 2. Then you play Purdue, which is certainly a quad 1.
That's a quad 1. Yeah. They are a top 10 team in the net.
Quad 1A.
Yeah. I don't know if they do quad like 1A in the net. I think it's just net. Purdue is 10th. So yeah, it's about as good as you can get.
Quad 1 there. Obviously, you get to that game. You see Indiana versus Purdue in the 3rd round. That's where things get interesting because Purdue's fighting for their seed line. Yeah. Right now, they're probably a 4 seed.
I think so. I think they're definitely on the 4 line. Would this loss bump them to a 5? I don't think so. I think they're.
It depends on. I think it depends on what the other teams in that 4 and 5 range do. Because I don't know, are they at the top 4 seed or are they the bottom 4 seed? Mm-hmm. Right. That makes an impact because losing to Indiana, that probably.
They're the 3rd 3 seed on bracket matrix as of now.
Okay.
So I think they're safely I think no matter what, if they lose to Indiana, I think they're going to be a 4 seed, especially because I think if you beat Northwestern as Indiana and the bubble breaks the right way, you're sweating it out.
But
if you're Indiana and you beat Purdue, I think you're probably in because that gives you a quad 2 and a quad 1 win. And then Purdue will still be a 4 seed.
The problem is Purdue going to the NCAA tournament as a 4 seed, 4-12. That's a death sentence.
4-13. They haven't lost to a 13 seed.
It's 5-12. Yeah.
5-12.
4-13 again. Death sentence. I think if you're a 4-13 or 5-12,
5-12 is like the trap one.
Yeah,
because that's usually the best.
Haven't lost to a 13 seed, which means they're bound to, with the way things have shaken up for them. Or maybe they haven't
lost to. What did they look like?
I don't. There was a stat where like they've just lost to so many different seeds. Obviously, having lost to a 15 and 16 in the last couple of years. But you also just want
they've lost to a 13.
Okay.
So
maybe that's okay.
So they don't want to be a 13 seed. They don't want to be a 3 seed. Because I don't think they've lost to a 14 seed is what it is.
Got it. So honestly, maybe throw that game.
Yeah, because if it breaks the wrong way, they move up to a 3 seed, and they're like, oh no.
The problem is the seniors would then have a losing record against Indiana.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the stakes have, like, if Indiana gets past Northwestern or Penn State, hopefully Northwestern, the stakes have literally. They could not be higher for these two teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could both be on the bubble, but like Purdue was we are national championship or bust.
The only way the stakes could be higher is if these two teams face in the national championship.
Yeah.
Because then that's just like
based on what's unfolded this season this is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And so Indiana plays at 6:30 on Wednesday, and then they play at 6:30 on Thursday. If they make it to play Purdue, which is gonna be incredible. Whoever wins that game plays Nebraska, who's the 2 seed, which is a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
And I love it. I think Nebraska is gonna get their first their first NCAA tournament win ever.
Yeah.
So then obviously if they win that one, they'd play the winner, probably Michigan State on that side, because it's Michigan State or UCLA or Minnesota or Rutgers.
Yeah, and then you'd expect it's in March. It's going to be Michigan State.
And then most likely Michigan or Illinois if they make it to the championship, which would be a tough ask. Yeah, I think the way Michigan State's playing is they're probably Final Four. They're probably Final Four caliber.
They lose by 10 to Michigan today, like 80 to 90.
It was close. At Michigan, though,
yeah, it's true.
They played well, like at Michigan. I think I think based on being on the road, I think that's closer than the game they played in Lansing.
Yeah, at the Breslin.
Yeah. So Thursday. So obviously lock in on Wednesday at 6:30 for Indiana. On Thursday, if they play each other, definitely lock in and chirp to your friends and family on the opposing side of the fan base.
Yep. ACC tournament that kicks off Tuesday as well. Their championship is on Saturday. So same back-to-back days, just one game.
They make cuts.
One game fewer because there's less teams.
Mm-hmm.
Big thing here, right? Duke 1, North Carolina 4, Virginia 2, which is still wild to see.
Mm-hmm.
Miami 3, right? If you're Indiana, you don't want Florida State at the 8 seed to somehow beat Cal, or Cal, really.
Yeah, you want both of those teams to lose.
You want both those teams to lose to Duke.
Yeah,
is the big thing.
I wonder.
You don't want either of those teams to beat Duke. Either of those teams beat Duke, they're probably in the NCAA tournament, and they're one of those bubble teams that would bump Indiana out. Same with like NC State. That's another one that's like they're kind of just like right there. I think they're probably NC State's probably comfortably in, as in not in the first 4 or last 4.
They're a 10 seed right now.
NC State is
on whenever this was updated on Bracket Matrix.
I should say at the top.
Right, but I don't know when all of them were submitted. You know,
like right? Yeah.
3/8, March 8th.
So today.
So a lot of people put in work today.
So it's you're hoping for ACC tournament to go chalk if you're an Indiana fan, and obviously Notre Dame's not in it, so nothing to no stakes there.
For what it's worth, Indiana is the last team in on Bracket Matrix with as an 11 seed, obviously as a 11.00. Right above them is VCU at a 10.98. Right after them, people still have, they're only in 14 brackets, but people still have Auburn. IU is in 36 brackets. So they're still fighting.
I've been saying.
I know.
I've been saying.
Listen. You know when you like make a bet against your team. So you lose a couple dollars, but your heart wins.
Yeah.
Got to hedge sometimes.
So that's the ACC tournament. Obviously, want that to go chalk. Duke, again, playing as one of the better teams in the country.
What? Sorry, I got to digress again. Miami, Ohio loses. Gets in at large 11 seed play-in game. Indiana. Most watched first 4 game ever. After Indiana did it already. Big
East tournament. This is where things get interesting. Yeah. Obviously, would have big implications on, and actually not really. As long as Butler doesn't win the Big East, which we want them to win, it's like one of those things. It's like Indiana's right there, could get in. If somehow Butler wins the Big East tournament, that's a bid steal. Probably bumps Indiana out. So like, obviously would be okay with that from the state of basketball perspective.
Yeah.
But we're of the mindset that like the teams that probably should be in at this point, I just don't think Butler should be in.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
If you're wrong, no, I'm just kidding. That's fair. Butler, they've been playing, and the resume. That
I just think we expected them to probably be in, but the way things worked out, it would be an uphill battle.
I mean, they play Providence, who is losing their coach after their next loss, and then they play St. John's, who, I mean, if you get St. John's to not shoot well, and you shoot well, you'll win. Then you play Seton Hall or Creighton. Good luck. Good luck after the first round. I mean, honestly, the Providence game is going to be tough enough, but it's an uphill battle here for sure. Their only path is they have to win.
Yeah, they had to win the whole thing.
Yeah,
which would result in you playing obviously St. John's, then Seton Hall, Creighton,
UConn,
and then probably UConn or Villanova.
Most likely UConn.
And that just. They've never beat UConn, so
literally never. Oh, dude, no!
Imagine their first
cinema. Finley goes on a. Okay, sorry. Ajayi goes on a Kemba run. Oh my gosh, dude, that'd be crazy. So, for what it's worth, this season Butler lost to Providence by 10 in double overtime. And then they beat Providence in double overtime in December. So they beat them in double overtime by 3 and then lost them in double overtime by 10. So this game's going to double overtime.
I was going to say quadruple overtime.
Bro. Okay. Quadruple overtime win. Beat UConn. Beat Seton Hall. Beat St. John's.
You're going in the right. Yeah.
Beat St. John's. Beat Seton Hall. Beat UConn first time ever into the tournament.
Hoosiers 2?
Yeah. Hoosiers. Hoosiers 2 is the movie about Signetti.
Okay, so those are the tournament, right? Yeah. St. John's 1 seed, UConn 2 seed, Villanova 3 seed, Seton Hall, Creighton 4-5, respectively.
Yeah, you just hope that, you hope Butler wins, obviously. You hope Butler wins, but you hope that, Creighton or Seton Hall, or I think Seton Hall might make it. You hope Creighton or no one worse wins the whole thing. You hope that this thing is St. John's, UConn, or Villanova.
If you're an Indiana fan.
I mean, or a Butler fan, unless, if you lose, if one of them,
fair. That's fair.
You hope that unless Butler or the 1, 2, or 3 seed is what you're hoping for.
Yep. Okay, so let's go on to things that happened last week in another 49. Monday. What?
Fins up.
That was a little delayed.
LIU. Did you see this? Long Island, the Sharks. They're 11-1 at home or something crazy. They've got these 6 guys.
Yeah.
That are just doing.
And they're middle-aged dudes.
Yeah.
They're our age.
Okay.
Maybe not
those two
middle-aged.
things are not the same.
Maybe not middle-aged.
They're in their 30s.
They range from.
They are out of college and they're not graying. We'll say that.
Yeah.
They're doing the fins up, and I apologize if I blew your eardrums out. Yeah, it's just guys being dudes. We love guys being dudes, you know.
Speaking of LIU, I'll jump ahead a little bit. They were the first team to punch their ticket into the dance. They won their conference semifinal, which put them in. I don't even know. I think they're playing right now for the championship against Mercyhurst, but Mercyhurst is transitioning to D1, so they were ineligible. So we lied last week when we said that the OVC would be the first team to punch their ticket. It was not.
They lost to. No, that says February 21st. They play on Tuesday.
That's right.
Which is crazy. They found out days earlier that they're.
Yeah.
Was that Friday or Saturday?
The championship is the 10th. The semifinals was the 7th, so Saturday.
Yeah. Which this must be on campus stuff because that's why
it is. They play on campus at the higher seed. So yeah, the Northeast Conference. We don't know who the conference champion is, but we know that LIU will be representing them in the bid because
I think they're the 1 seed though, right?
Yes, LIU is the 1 seed.
Yeah. So
either way, they could lose in the conference championship and still get in, right? So we mentioned that
if I'm LIU, I'm like, let's break a record. Like we're gonna get somebody a triple double. Or like we're gonna get because they would be like we want to have the trophy,
right? That's fair.
Because obviously you're gonna be like a 15, 16 seed, you know.
Yep. But then saw a crazy stat this week. Kansas 1-5 when Jaren Peterson attempts 17 or more shots.
If the Pacers draft him and he brings that energy, I'm gonna absolutely pick the world up and I'm gonna drop it on its head.
Okay, Lil Wayne.
I don't know, man. Was this the same game where Bill Self got ejected on Tuesday? Was that the Tuesday game?
Yeah.
I saw people saying that Bill Self is doing his Jaren Peterson impression by leaving the game early, showing Jaren what it feels like.
That's gold.
Hey man, we might have Jaren Peterson in college next year.
Yeah, I saw that shit. I was like, there's no fucking way.
And you know who else might come back?
AJ Debonsa.
Dude, if you want to make money, bet on Cam Boozer to go number 1 because they're coming back to college. That's free. That's free money. That's betting advice
until they don't.
Which they won't. I understand what they're saying. Yeah, I'm having fun. Cooper Flagg also said that. Cooper Flagg went 1 and is absolutely obliterating the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, okay, buddy, I know you're 18. Calm down.
Right.
Calm down, dude. I loved college too. Okay. I also loved college.
Yeah.
I wish I could stay.
Yeah.
Like, you got to leave.
Probably get away with more.
No one was offering me millions to leave. They were like, here's this piece of paper. Get out.
To be real, they're offering her millions to stay.
Yeah, but not as many millions.
Hey,
they got to get their bread up. Schools got to get their bread up.
True.
So there was I don't remember, and forgive me, I can't remember who ran the statistic, but they did some investigation, some good deep diving into the numbers, that there are only, amongst high major teams, there are only 22 scholarship players who celebrated 4 years at the same school. Purdue had 3 of them, which is pretty crazy that there's only 22. Like, guys, I can think of like, I think Jackson Kohler is another one at Michigan State. What's the other kid's name? Yeah, at Northwestern. Not that many.
No.
Caravan.
Yep.
Like, kind of sad, honestly. Like that really has like. I'm just rubbing my eyes because my eyes are itchy.
Oh, yeah, not that you're crying.
I'm not crying over the 22 seniors who did it. But like Fletcher Lawyer, Braden Smith, and Trey Kaufman-Wren were obviously 3 of those guys. But like. It's not the same anymore. Like it isn't.
No.
Like people just don't do it, and no one's there for the. Obviously, people are there for the love of the game, but like it's not there for the love of the game anymore. Like coaches are changing, people are chasing bags or trying to get whatever they can get. So it's just a different landscape, and I think that has turned a lot of old fans away. It definitely has like turned my wife away. Like she doesn't really watch IU because she doesn't know the coach, she doesn't know any of the players. Like used to be like, you
know how she could learn those things.
Yeah,
watching the State of Basketball.
Well,
podcast.
I try not to mix, my two lives, but like I get it.
So what, am I the side chick?
Maybe you're not the side. But it definitely is interesting that like only 22 people, like that's not a lot. So speaking of one of those seniors though, Jackson Kohler, did you see this video?
I did not.
So they did senior day before the game, which I advise everyone to do because you don't want to lose the game and then do senior day.
Yeah.
So they honored him, but then they had the veteran of the game, which was his great grandpa. His great grandpa Chuck is 102 years old and is one of the 12 remaining Pearl Harbor survivors.
Shout out Unc.
Yeah, dude. So it was like really cool that like he got to be celebrated, and like it's crazy. Like my grandpa fought in World War II, but he's been dead for a handful of years now, since like 2019, 2020.
Well, to put it in perspective, also your parents are the age of my grandparents,
right?
So
yeah, but like I knew someone who was in World War II, and like the fact that there are still World War II veterans is like crazy. It puts it in perspective. Like, yeah, it really wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, no,
like we can meet people who were in the trenches, literally.
Yeah.
So he like joined at like 17, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to Hawaii. Like this will be fun, and then Pearl Harbor and made it through. But
shout out to him.
Yeah. So good. Almost lost that game, but that's because some dirty work. Some dirty work against Rutgers in the end, but cool to see them celebrate somebody like that. What else? Former Hoosier Logan Duncombe, Winthrop won their game, and they scored 8 points in 13 seconds in the end of the game to beat Charleston Southern in the Big South tournament. Not he. Sorry. The team.
The parenthetical for my unpaid intern confused me. Shout out to Logan though. Liked one of our tweets the other day.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's happy. He was a guy that like you wanted it to work out, and he just
very highly recruited out of
he just like was not healthy. He like quit. He like went to Xavier, and he like decided he was going to quit basketball, and then ended up working out at Winthrop. He's like the most efficient player in college basketball or something.
Yeah.
So really glad that he found a spot, and I hope that they can make it into the tournament. I don't know where they're at right now with their tournament.
They lost.
They lost.
Yeah. They were knocked out, and thus for some reason the Big South gets 2 bids. They were knocked out by High Point.
Gotcha. Caleb Wilson was about to come back from breaking his arm, but he broke his thumb dunking the ball, so he's out. So
did you see the sign that someone put?
During
it was like it was like thumbs up, Caleb, but they crossed out the S in thumbs, so it was just thumb up.
That's funny.
Miami finished the regular season 31-0 with their win over rival Ohio. Absolutely electric game, by the way. They have lost 14 games in a row at Ohio, and we're 3-23 since 2000.
I maintain that rivalry games should end the season always.
Yeah, and we talked about this last week too. Absolutely agree.
I don't know why they don't for everybody.
And then they won 110 to 108 in overtime. End of the game. All game, I imagine. You can't see it. It's like one of those things that like the bully always, or it's the person who retaliates from being bullied always gets caught on film, but not the actual bully. So I expect the Ohio student section was chirping quite a bit throughout the game. But after the game, they started throwing trash at the Miami players. All the Miami players came off the bench and kind of celebrated, flaunting in front of the Ohio student section. Some people flipped off, some players, walk-ons flipped off the Ohio fan base, which I thought was hilarious. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. But it also was their 15th, 100th win in program history, so huge milestone there.
Crazy that those two things coincided.
Yeah.
Stars had to align.
Yeah. Tennessee State, they won the Ohio Valley Conference tournament. We said last week that they would be the first ticket punched. Obviously, mentioned LIU won their semifinals, so they would go in. So LIU technically punched their ticket before Tennessee State, but those were our first 2 teams in.
They probably haven't put their little piece of paper on the bracket yet. So,
speaking of which, though, just to recap, Queens, they're going to be in representing the A-Sun, High Point representing the Big South. UNI, obviously, the Missouri Valley, LIU from the Northeast Conference, Tennessee State from the Ohio Valley. Those are the bids currently punched from automatic qualifiers. Did you see the MAC?
2 A's.
The MAC with 2 A's did their mascot game.
No, what do you mean?
Yeah, like halftime, I think, or like at a timeout, they do a mascot game.
Okay.
Where all of the mascots from all the schools
fight each other,
play basketball.
Oh,
so they take the human mascots and they play them against the animal mascots.
Well, it sounds horrible to shoot a basketball like that.
Humans won 4-0.
4-0 with 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right in a mascot too. I don't even know what mascots are in the match.
It was the game lasted, I think, 3 minutes and some change. The whole video is on Twitter. If you just Google,
that's funny.
If you just Google MAC mascot game, you can watch the whole game. It was a lot of air balls.
Oh yeah, I'm sure in those really constrictive suits.
A lot of air balls. Did you actually just look it up?
Yeah, I did. The full unabridged mascot game.
Yep.
Okay, what do they got here? They got like a antelope. They got a dude with a little like a little raccoon tail hat. What is this called? But they got Johnny Tin Cap out there, dang near. That's crazy. A little doggy. All right, that's interesting. Sorry, I apologize. I had to check that out. Didn't know that happened. So Dan Hurley got ejected. I was texting you all about this when I was watching. He got ejected with less than 1 second left, which is just ridiculous of him to do. They were already going to lose against Marquette, who sucks. But he got ejected because he kissed the ref or touched the ref or made contact with the ref. There is a picture of him literally pressed up against the ref's side, and he gets a technical. But then the Big East fined him $25,000 and said that they couldn't find any evidence that he actually touched the ref. So they're blind, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, Dan Hurley doing his Dan Hurley impression, and there was that side by side that ESPN was running of both the Hurley brothers getting technicals
at like the same day.
Yeah,
damn near the same time. Poor Jeremy Fears can't catch a break.
I know, dude. He's such a victim.
Yeah, he got shot. Now he suffers from leg spasms, and because of that, he's being called Grayson Allen 2.0. He kicked Cadeau in the nuts in a game. Obviously, Fears got the ball, kind of had his back up. Cadeau's behind him defending, and then his leg spazzed. It went straight up.
Against his will.
Yeah, against his will. It's sometimes when you get shot, like, he's just uncontrollable. Things that he has to fight through. But got a contact dead ball technical for it. You know, the good old fashioned nut shot tech foul.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Xavier Johnson, a couple times for him.
Yeah. But who has not done the dead ball nut kick, throw the first stone,
something like that. That happened like 5 minutes into the Michigan game against Michigan State, and I think Michigan won. I think I said earlier 80, I think. Did you see what Bruce Pearl did?
I try not to watch anything Bruce Pearl does anymore.
Yeah, me neither. But I saw it on Twitter, and I just had to. So obviously, he's been digging himself a hole.
Saying that Auburn deserves to be in and Miami of Ohio doesn't.
Yeah. And then he like rewound and like interviewed Travis Steele and was like,
"Yeah,
maybe I was wrong," type thing. No,
you can't save it, man.
So he was doing today on Sunday. Iowa played UCLA in the Big Ten women's basketball tournament, and he was talking about the game before it happened. right? They were getting ready to start. They were just doing like their studio lead into the game broadcast. And he was like, yeah, IU women's basketball or Iowa women's basketball. It was like, they don't have Caitlin Smith anymore or Lisa Blunder.
What a blunder by him.
And we're talking about their matchup and like, absolutely. Yeah. People were like, yeah, talk about a blunder.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he was talking about Lisa Blunder and Caitlin Clark. Just absolutely wild. It's like, get the man off.
Get him off TV. Get him off TV. Get him off my TV. Get him off my Twitter.
The thing is, he used to coach at Iowa. He used to coach there. And Caitlin Clark, one of the greatest women's basketball players.
The most recognizable face.
Like college women's basketball players of all time.
Yeah.
Like the Lisa Blunder, a legendary coach. How do you screw both of those up? You can't. Well, I guess you can. And then talked about Grayson Allen 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
We might be looking at Jack Golke 2.0. Chase Johnston for High Point. Like I just mentioned, High Point, they punched their ticket. Chase Johnston, where's number 99? First of all.
Love that. I love that.
Absolutely electric. Crazy thing, they beat Winthrop in the Big South Championship today, actually. High Point also has former Jag Vincent Brady. Shout out to him. But just listen to this. Chase Johnston. He's 0 for 4 from 2 this season. He's taking 4 shots from inside the arc.
Why did he take them? At this point, he missed 100% of the shots he did take.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Yeah. And they're all like sporadic. I went through and like they're all sporadically throughout the season. Probably just those situations where like his foot was on the line.
Or like probably that.
Foot was on the line.
Or he was happened to have the ball in a fast break.
Yeah. 64 for 132 from 3.
Insane.
That is a 97.4% 3-point attempt rate. As a reminder, Jack Golke, 97.8% 3-point.
The good news is on Bracket Matrix, they are a 5 seed or a 12 seed. So unless something befalls Purdue, they should not play Purdue. So.
And I did literally write it. This team is Purdue's nightmare. Because that is just a white boy chucking threes. Yeah, that's going to be the downfall of Purdue in this NCAA tournament.
All right, give the score update. I'm going to pee. I'll be back as soon as I can. I'm about to pee my pants.
Yeah. So, score update right now. So, Sunbelt tournament is actively taking place. We don't know who's going to play in the championship, but we've got Marshall or Georgia Southern, who is close game. I think 58-55 in favor of Marshall. So that is implications there. One of those teams is going to play then. But then we also got North Dakota State and North Dakota, who are playing for the Summit League and the championship. So a team that could potentially punch their ticket. And waiting for ESPN to load. All right, so North Dakota State and North Dakota playing to punch their ticket into the NCAA tournament. There's 6 minutes, 38 seconds left in the second half. North Dakota State is up 56-47. So obviously we hoped that game was going to be over for the show so that we can include them in with the various other teams that we announced would be punching their ticket. So that is where we're at with that 9-point game with 6 minutes left to go. Looks like things are leaning in favor of North Dakota State, who is
who do we want to win?
North Dakota State.
Okay.
They are they're the team that's going to have the better odds to upset someone. We're always fighting for the upsets.
What conference is this?
Summit.
The old
Summit League.
Summit League.
I know you wanted to talk about
North Dakota
Queens.
State. 14. Queens. Yeah, they're going to the NCAA tournament. So Former Beacon Carson Schwieger is going to be going to the big dance. He's averaging just about 10 points and 3 boards per game. Not very good in this game. He took 9 threes and he hit 2 and took 1 2-pointer and missed it. Didn't grab a single rebound in the 24 minutes that he played, but doesn't matter. Had some stars in that game. Central Arkansas, who they beat, had Cameron Hunter go for 17 of 30, hit 8 threes, took 12, dropped 49 points, and then
absolutely electric.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I mean, he was like, "We're not losing because of me."
Yeah, right.
We ain't losing because of me. Y'all need to step up or give me the ball. Chris Ashby for Queens. He went 10 of 19 from 3. He didn't take a 2, or if he did, he was fouled on them because he had some free throws. He dropped 34. So 2 performances for the ages there, and we get not a Beacon, but a former Beacon in there. So we've got a couple of guys that played in Indiana last year heading to the tournament. So that's good news. You know, we'll celebrate those guys.
Yep. All right. So next week, obviously, there's a lot of games to be played. Conference tournaments are in full swing, but instead of going day by day on games to watch, we just want to highlight all the conference championships because those are going to be the teams, the games to watch to see who punches their ticket.
Yeah, those are the ones you're going to want to watch.
So Monday, March 9th, we've got the SoCon Tournament Championship at 7 p.m. That's East Tennessee State University, who is the 1 seed, versus Furman, who's the 6 seed. And then we've got the Sun Belt Tournament Championship at 7 p.m. As well. So both games, same time. Troy, the 1 seed. Like I mentioned, they'll either be playing Marshall or Georgia Southern. Was hoping that game would be over by the time the show started, but by the time we got to this point, but it got pushed back a half hour. It's currently Marshall up 63-59 over Georgia Southern. Yeah.
So Tuesday, the 10th, we don't have any matchups decided yet, but the CAA is at 7 and the Horizon League Championship are both at 7 o'clock. And then I wish that they would stagger these out like a little bit differently, or like, because, you know, the MAC with 2 A's is at 9, and then the WCC is also at 9. WCC, you hope for a Gonzaga St. Mary's matchup again. I mean, they're the ladder format where they're the 1 and the 2 seed get the quadruple bye or whatever it is. So I would love to have one more Gonzaga St. Mary's matchup on the calendar. So hope for that. And then Horizon League, honestly, I think I'm a Wright State guy.
Yeah,
I think I'm a Wright State guy. I think that they have the potential to do the most. They are currently like a 15 seed, so that's kind of where the Horizon slates. If you remember, 15. That's the Jack Golke Oakland 15. So 15 over 2.
Yep.
But yeah, so Wright State is who I'm rooting for there.
Wednesday, the 11th, we got the Southland tournament. That championship is at 5 p.m. So a little nice right off of work, turn on basketball. Then we got the Patriot League championship. That is at 7 p.m. We do know the teams for that. Boston University versus Lehigh. Boston's 4 seed. They had a buzzer beater from the parking lot to beat Navy today. If you haven't seen the video, Adam, I look it up. It's crazy. I think Ryan Hammer tweeted it.
I did watch it. The Boston one.
Yeah, over Navy.
Yeah, and it looked like because like Navy got like a last second bucket.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, Navy's gonna win, and then the thing with this one is the guy from Boston he could have taken another dribble. Like he could have taken another. He could have gotten closer.
Honestly, though, would have messed up his rhythm.
Yeah,
he had range.
He was ready.
Money,
clearly.
Yeah. So Lehigh is the 2 seed. That game's at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. And then we also have the Big Sky Tournament Championship. Big Sky, I believe, is Starch Madness.
Yeah. Which is pretty sick.
Oh, yeah. Second favorite tournament name.
Yeah.
That game's at 11:30 p.m.
That's it. That's not a sickos one because Starch Madness is sick, but like.
So it is a sickos.
But like, yeah, but like that's a tough one to stay up for on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Tell me there's nothing on Thursday or Friday. No
conference
bids are given out.
No conference championships on Thursday or Friday.
Got a lull there. And then let's just go through this quickly. Saturday is dang near everybody.
And let's not even say the times because they're just staggered throughout the day, starting at 11 p.m. Starting at 11 a.m. Quite literally ending at midnight.
Yeah, it's America East, the American, the ACC, the Big East, the Big 12, the Big West, CUSA, the MAC with 1A, the Mountain West, the SWAC, and the WAC. I love that we have the American East, the ACC, almost all the big conferences. Well, not even. No Big Ten, no Big Sky.
Yeah.
The WAC, the SWAC. So Saturday is a sit down on the couch, quad box it, and enjoy.
Yeah, you've got American East standalone. You'll have American standalone. You get a break in the middle of the day to take a nap or whatever, so you're prepared to stay up until the midnight tip for the WAC. But once dinner time hits, you're locked. You're locked in.
A midnight tip is crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, I said we're gonna be the first bid handed out on Selection Sunday.
Yep. And then the 15th, we've got the A10, the Big Ten, the Ivy League, the MEAC, and the SEC. Obviously, we've got three of those games are at 1 p.m. One of the games at noon. And then the Big Ten Championship has that standalone game that ends leading right up until selection show. So we'll
can we talk about how the Ivy League just only does a semifinal? They only put 4 teams into the tournament.
Yeah.
And they start it on the 14th. Like they start it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Why is it always about them? Why is it always got to be about them, man?
Well, they can't play in the middle. They got classes to study for and whatnot.
It's just crazy that they do it that way. They don't care so much. Harvard and Penn play at 2, and Cornell and Yale play at 11. And like Penn's only favored by half. That is Fran McCaffrey, by the way.
Yeah.
And then Yale is favored by 6. So like, oh my God, I don't know, man. Maybe Penn gets in and then they win 2 games and Fran McCaffrey goes to the second weekend for the first time ever.
Give me Penn versus Purdue.
That'd be crazy. I wonder where they're supposed to be in the what is this? Ivy. Yale is projected to be a 12 seed, so like it's probably on the table that 173 Penn could be the 13 seed.
And you know what I say about the Ivy League?
They're always good for one.
They're always good for one.
Oh my gosh.
Especially a Fran McCaffrey team who has played and both lost to and beat Purdue so many times. That would be bonkers.
So something just that came across my desk here before we kind of talk about our plans for next week. It's a Big East 16 things here. Big East drama bracket. Have you seen this?
No.
I guess this guy just does this every year before the Big East tournament. So it's the 2026 Big East drama bracket. It's 16 events. And the number 1 seed is Duncan Powell, hard foul on Bryce Hopkins. Like, tries to kill him. The number 2 seed is Ed Cooley hits a kid with a water bottle in the crowd. The 3 seed here, DePaul, the DePaul betting scandal. Where's the 4 seed? UConn fan. This is my favorite one on there, and I hope it wins. UConn fan pays witch to cleanse team playing at Seton Hall. Do you remember these Etsy witches? Yes. This whole Etsy witch arc thing? Yes. It was crazy. And like 5 is Big East Pope. That's like, okay. 11, PETA tells Butler to change their mascot to the Butler Bulldogs, which is, I can't even believe I said that out loud. 7 seed, St. John's misses 24 shots against UConn. The 6 seed is Ed Cooley reminds us on perspective, #blessed, when he's talking about like, hey man, it's not that bad.
There's a lot more worse things going on in the world.
Like it's 8 seed Marquette beats UConn in their last game. 9, Marquette basketball account quote tweets a burner about an inaccurate report. Like this is well thought out. Kim English is fired as the 10 seed. trolls an interview about after the Georgetown loss. So he's trolling about the George Mason beating St. Louis thing. So he people are like leading on that, like, I mean, Kimmy English did coach at George Mason, so it's like not a crazy thing to say, but seems like they're like going after Josh Schertz, and he's like, that guy just lost, dog.
Yeah.
To the team that I used to play. It's hard to find them. 11, I did that one. That's them telling Butler to change their mascot. 12 is Richard Pitino stops tweeting game grades. 13, Bryce Hopkins crossed up by Jameer Jones. 14, Owen Freeman never plays. Just that in general. 15 seed Fanta on Spaces tells St. John's basketball fan to stop saying they're terrible. And then the 16 seed is Seton Hall beats Georgetown despite being 0 of 18 from 3.
Those are some bangers.
Those are some good ones, man. I hope Ed Cooley hits a kid with a water bottle wins.
How do I vote?
Let's see. I don't know. I don't know.
Huh.
It does. He has a next 4 out. He has a first 4 out, a next 4 out, and a next 4 out. That's wild. That's crazy.
That's some sicko shit.
Like the last next 4 out is Dan Hurley tells UConn fans to wake up. Like Big East fans got too much time on their hands. Shout out to loyal to the soil Dan X_fan_ Dan 25.
Legendary username and handle though. That's insane. I love it. All right, Adam.
What are we gonna do next week?
I don't know. What are we gonna do next week?
Well,
selection shows at 6.
Selection shows at 6. So, barring the game going long, that should be at 6. So, you want to go live around 5:45? Are you able to do that?
I don't see why not. My Sunday is dedicated to Selection Sunday.
I will get PTO.
As long as you.
Yeah. I mean, our plan is to be here live during the selection show.
Yes.
We prefer to do that. We'll try and fill out a bracket and be wrong as heck. Who did we pick last year? St. John's?
We might have.
I think that was our pick.
Yeah. I
think I have my champion. Do you? Obviously, before seeing the bracket, obviously.
Yeah, I think
who's
so.
Who's your favorite right now?
I think it's Duke.
I do too.
I like what I love to see Michigan. My grandma's a huge Michigan fan.
Yeah.
So what I love to see that for her.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be a Michigan Duke. Like it's hard to see it not going that way.
Unless they're on the same side.
They won't be because they're going to be the 1 and the 2 seed. They're one and 2 overall seeds.
Yeah, that's
Duke
true.
is going to be probably the number 1 overall seed, and then Michigan could lose and they'll still be a 1 seed. Like they could not win another game. They don't need to win one in the Big Ten tournament. I think it's going to be those two, but I think the way that Michigan State has been playing, I'm depending on their draw, I might take them to the Final Four.
I might ride them. Like pause. I might take them far. And I usually love. I always bet on Tom Izzo and March Madness.
Me too. Especially
like this year,
they're just playing so well.
This year more than anything,
dude. As long as they get the nut kicks down to a minimum, 1 per game is fine.
Yeah,
1 per game is allowed. Everybody, it happens.
Yeah,
happens.
Leg
dude.
spasms.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've never been shot, so like I can't say that like it wouldn't happen to me if I was shot. But like,
right.
I think I'm gonna take them to the Final Four, and I think I'm gonna spend, because if you tell me that High Point or someone with a insane shooter is matched up against Purdue, I'm gonna sit there and look at that for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be crunching the numbers.
So to recap for people, what Adam and I typically do, right? We do a show bracket, right? So we will build our bracket together on the show. and we'll post that. Obviously, that'll be part of our bracket challenge. That'll be the one that represents our show. And then he and I will also join individually, right?
Yeah.
And he'll make his independent bracket. I'll make my independent bracket. But how he and I make brackets in general, right? Like typically, right, is I'll make two. I go with first gut, boom. All right, this is who I think. Boom, boom, boom. Right until the end. But then I also sit down and think about it. It's like, okay, let's figure out these matchups. Let's crunch the numbers. Let's make the most educated decisions I can make. And I think you do around the same thing. You kind of take that same approach.
Or I'll usually like think about it, and then I'm like, okay, actually, what do I think is going to happen? And I was like, what's my gut say? Gut check for the last one.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we will obviously be here for the live show. We won't be able to bring up the show
we cannot show that on our screen.
We'll be watching the broadcast.
We'll see our beautiful faces.
But I believe CBS, they update the bracket as picks are announced. So what our plan is to do is obviously we'll start the show. We'll be full screen like this. Sorry for our audio listeners. Not quite the same experience, but we'll actually have a bracket live up on the screen. Right. So as obviously there will be a delay, but as picks are made, the bracket is being filled out. You will see the bracket filled out completely on the screen.
Yeah, we will do our best to describe it to you in detail.
Yeah. And then obviously we will then switch tabs and we will build the bracket. You'll see us making the picks for our bracket on the screen. We'll do that, and then we'll do any recap stuff, and that'll be the end of our show.
Yeah, typically. We'll kind of talk about it. Yeah, we'll see what we think, and then in past we've gone live after some rounds. We're not going to be live until the next Sunday. I'm going to be out of town. It's just easier. The games go so late. We'll do some form of informal, just kind of talk about the first two rounds. It is nice to talk after each day, but
any major upsets too, we might have some short form put out. We'll obviously tweet about a lot of it. It's not like we're not going to be watching the games, right? So you'll have plenty of content from us.
I'm going to be in Michigan, so it's going to be live where I am, dude. It's going to be crazy. You can always tell when even if you don't know the schedule, you can always tell when the Michigan game is going to be, because an hour before, all of a sudden the bar's deep.
Yeah.
And then hour before the Michigan State game, the bar gets deep. And then they just filter out. But we're first tip to end of the last game. Riding strong. You got to come up sometime.
Yeah, it's in the middle of baseball season.
Yeah, tell him, put some PTO in. Hey, man, if I can get PTO for the selection show, get PTO. We'll get there. So we'll be back on Selection Sunday around 5:45. We'll go. Yep. We'll try and go live because we want to talk about the teams that you will see, and where Indiana's.
Yeah, we'll know more about. We'll know more about the Butlers, the Indianas, the Purdue's, things like that. Obviously. We'll know who all the automatic qualifiers are from Monday through Saturday at that point as well. So we can talk about anything major.
We'll know everything.
We'll have a general update.
We'll know every auto qualifier but the Big Ten when we go live.
Yeah,
because everything will be done. It always waits on. So maybe the Big Ten's always making it about them, making us wait until they're done.
Yeah, I think so.
So. We'll be back next week, and we will have next time we see you, we will be ready to fill out a bracket. Almost.
We will be preparing to fill out a bracket. Yep, but the clock is showing quadruple zeros, so it's time for us to get out of here. Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball podcast. We will see you next time. And remember, in 49 states,
it's just basketball.